Holy fuck, how do I do this? Can I full screen myself? Kind of. Not so much. Okay, so how do I... That shares it. Okay. How do I get this? Okay, is it gonna work? Is it working? That's the question. Oh fuck, my microphone. My microphone wasn't on. Okay. Is it working? That is what I need to know. Stream settings in one place. I don't want to earn money from my stream. Live chat, allow chat replay. Anyone? No slow mode. All right, next. Visibility public. Okay. Okay. Why did it start another stream all of a sudden? Did it just start another stream? Is that... No. There we go. Start stream. Okay. All right. Now it should. Is it working? Did it start a second stream? It might have. Can you hear me? Hold on, let me take a look here on the studio, YouTube studio. Oh my gosh. I know about the video settings. I know it's not. I know. Boy. Okay. Can't access monitors. Well, just okay. Let's see. Can I hit the edit button here? Okay. Details. Okay. So it's there, but how do I get my stream key? It won't let me get my stream key. Okay. Is the stream key gonna work? Is a question. Okay. At least I've got this set up. All right. Let me see. Am I live? I don't know if I'm. Hang on. Hurt. I haven't uploaded consistently. Okay. Let me bring up the watch page. See what's happening. Is it working? The watch page. Okay. So y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Hi everybody. For some reason, it's not letting me. It's not letting me put the screen the way it needs to be. Can I get the capture device to capture audio only? No. That's audio output. Video format? What about video? I want y'all to see my face and my awful bedhead the way it is right now. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. I don't know why it's not letting me show the face, because that's apparently what I got on the screen right now. The internet is just awful, and that's the case, but I hope you all enjoyed seeing no camera, OBS, all that happening. This is the first stream of the channel, at least. But I just wanted to put this out there. As far as, you know, the channel has not been very healthy as of right now. I'm not a stranger to it. I'm not at all trying to ignore anything having to do with the channel. I'm not. But let's take this back to, hey Classic, good to see you. Let's take this back to March, sometime the first week of March 2021. All right, I'm uploading videos. I did slow down a bit because I did the rant about Goku T23, and I started doing different things because at the time my father had been admitted to the hospital with COVID, and my father was a big inspiration as far as even the creation of this channel. My father always encouraged that he didn't like seeing anybody in our family working the jobs that we work. All right, I work at a friggin' grocery store. My mom was a store manager for a while, so she was barely home, and she took to her job far more than being home. And he would be working on base as an electrical engineering. because my dad served 20 years Navy, and he didn't fully retire. He's in the social services and stuff like that, so that he could make a decent living. He could provide for his family, a family he didn't expect to have. When I say my dad, I mean stepfather, but he's been more of a father than anybody ever could. So when I heard that he had COVID, that's going down because it hit me. It hit me hard. I thought up to this point, I had been preaching a very cold way of living. That death's going to come for us. We can't stop it. It's a natural process. The only thing we can do is live our lives the way they are. And we can try to do different things. We can try to make our lives better. But in the end, unfortunately, you can't escape death. You can't. And nothing will stop that. That doesn't mean you have to live with a cloud over your head the whole time. Make life yours. You know, whatever you have in life, make that yours. And that's the kind of attitude I've had the entire time. Up to my dad being taken to the hospital. A couple weeks before that, my car broke down, and I was unable to, in any way, shape, or form, take my car out, and I was stuck at the dealership. My dad was the one that came forward and said, "Hey, let me pick you up." You know, otherwise I would have had to spend about $200 on a hotel, call my boss and tell him, "Hey, I'm going to be late for work the next day." It would have been a big mess. But he stepped up, and he was a father. You know, he was my dad, and he helped me out. But the last conversation I had with him, we were talking about our jobs the way they were. My mom in her grocery position, me in my position. He was saying, "You could do a lot better." I said, "Well, I kind of want to in a way with the YouTube channel, but I also don't want to just be a grocery store full-time associate the rest of my life." And he, as he always did, mentioned the military, and as I always did, arthritis sucks. I've had arthritis my entire life. Stress makes my body, my joints stiffen. And when it comes down to it, I'm actually very happy being a grocery store worker. Yeah, there's going to be absolute bitches. Absolute bitches. Absolutely disgusting people, no matter where you work. There's going to be people who you have to question, what's wrong with you? But that's just something I got over. You know, that not every interaction is going to be good. But that's when you just shrug it off your shoulder and laugh at them in the back room. And he understood that I liked my job. I do like my job in working in a grocery store. It's active. It's not too much heavy lifting. I mean, yeah, I do a lot of heavy lifting, but it's something that keeps me active, and it also I know it very well. So that's why I'm comfortable working where I do. 2 weeks after that, you know, the last conversation I had with him was about him wanting me to do better. He wanted me to do more. He wanted me to be my own boss because I have a good head on my shoulders. And 2 weeks after that conversation, he was stricken with COVID. My family doesn't let me in on a lot. As far as I knew, he went to the hospital, and a few days later, he went back home. The reality of the situation, and this is why it was such a big blow to my morale. The reality of the situation is he had been in the hospital for 3 weeks. And I was led to believe, well, I wasn't really led to believe, I didn't have all of the information at the time. So it wasn't that they were telling me wrong. It wasn't that they were telling me, they weren't telling me everything. It was that they weren't telling me anything, but everything, but it was more me not asking the important questions, not asking what's he doing, not asking the questions that needed to be asked. It was me just saying, it's going to work out in the end. Focus on what you're doing. So it hurt a little bit. That's when uploads started going slower, and I started doing new things like the Stev Des rants with Goku T23 and all that shit. Then the day came, April 1st, 2021. April 1st, I hate to this very day. In 2021, this holiday takes a new meaning. Because oh boy, your connection is unstable. Oh, don't give me that message, YouTube. Can y'all still hear me? All right, out there? This is going to be part of the VOD as well. This very silent VOD where my internet's not working and the video capture device isn't doing what it's supposed to. Maybe if I turn the display capture on, will it help? I don't know. Yeah, bit of lag. Okay. I'm trying. I'll be hanging out in the Discord if anyone has any questions after this. I needed to put this thought out there. I know it's going to start being a bit laggy. I apologize. My internet's not the best. That's hopefully going to be fixed in 2022. But April 1st, 2021, I was recording I was set to record up. I was going to record, and then I heard mom's going to the hospital. My sister's going to go to the hospital. Everybody's going to the hospital because he's not doing well. And it was that morning that I heard he had been in the hospital for 3 weeks. So I had to go. I had to do it. I had to go. It was an eye-opener. He had tubes coming out of his stomach. He was on 5 or 6 different medications to keep him alive. He had a mask on, and my dad had an impressive beard, and they had to shave him. So he didn't really look like himself. It was haunting, to say the least, that a man with so much energy, so much in the grand of what has gone on, that he is this far and hanging on. And he's been doing that. He's been laying like this for 3 weeks. Now, the first week we weren't allowed to see him because he had COVID, that COVID left. But it was the complications that COVID brought with it that ended up killing him. And I'll never forget my mom, who had been sitting with him, who had been constantly going to the hospital, constantly trying to get a hold of him. Is it still? Am I still good? Check mods. Am I still good? Still laggy? Okay. All right. But I'll never forget, because my mom and him have been together, just trying to get him through it, trying to get him fighting, because our dogs loved him, and our Our family loved him, and we didn't want to be there without him. I'm going to be uploading a video after this, and it's going to be the speech that I told at his funeral, because I feel that needs to be on the channel so that you all know that this was a big deal. So that those who aren't here in the live stream, those who won't watch the live stream, they'll at least know that this was a big deal. And I have a lot of video files on this laptop that I gotta get through. But I'll never forget my mom, who, the moral of the story is to not waste your life, be grateful for the good in life. Yes, you lost your dad's death, but you probably had many good memories. I have. But I just wanted to get this out there. My mom, after fighting with him, and trying to help him through this, to see her finally give up and say, go. It's okay. You don't have to fight with us anymore. You don't need to fight through this. You can go. We'll be fine. And she leaned over and he pushed her away. And that's when his heart rate spiked. And then nurses came in. And shortly after that spike, he just laid back. He laid back. He was just stopped breathing. And Mom then went to him when he was calm. And that's when the flatline happened. And he passed away. And 2 nurses checked him up, unplugged him. We knew that was it. He pushed my mom away because he felt his bowels about to void. And he didn't want any of that on her. His last act of defending her from something that he didn't want to have happen to her. We all cried that day. Normally I don't cry. I don't cry enough. People don't cry enough. It's not about being tough. It's about just letting that emotion out. But that day, up to that day, I barely talked to my sister, but that day, we made amends while he was alive. So that he knew he could go on and we'd be fine. We'd be fine. And in the parking lot, as we were walking, something hit me. This was April Fool's Day. And as corny as our dad is, as he had so many stories of the Navy and how fucking weird he was, he would always make people laugh in the worst of times. And when I turned to my family, I said, it's April Fool's Day, we all had a laugh in the parking lot, because that's the exact kind of cruel joke that son of a bitch would do. He fought for 3 weeks to get into the next month, and this is the day he dies. To this day, we still kind of laugh about it, but that's only because we still see him. Between saying this is sad, man, stuff, you're not alone in this. Oh my God, man, this is horrible. Thank you for your words, and thank you everybody who's been supportive through all this. But we still see him. Like, we still see some actions that we can't explain. And we're like, that's what he would do. That's him. Like just the other day, my mom went on a trip just to have a drive. She went to Virginia or something. Thank you, White. She went to Virginia. I was like, go. Don't be in the house for as long as this. Just go. Go have a drive. Go see the scenery. Because she moved in here because at her old house she wasn't. Oh boy. Yeah. At her old house it wasn't home anymore. Thank you. At her old house it wasn't home anymore because that house was supposed to be home with her husband. And it was a brand new house, but she put it on the market. And she moved in downstairs with me because I said, look, I can make room. Okay? It's just me at the time, Shiloh and Chase. Me and 2 dogs. We can make room. Come home. Come be with my sister's family, come be with my family. About a week later, after his death, it was time for his funeral. It was that day. I couldn't be late. I have a bad habit of being late. Y'all know this. Y'all know this with my upload schedule. I have a bad habit of being late. But I was right on time to the minute getting there. Because I had to speak. There's a beautiful cathedral. A beautiful church. It was also the church that I think my sister's children got baptized. It was a beautiful Catholic church. I think it's St. Anthony's of it begins with a C. I forget. But when we saw them bring the casket in, we knew who was in that casket. We knew. We sat towards the front, and I knew I'd have to speak. And the priest said, you have 5 minutes to get through everything you're going to say. I understand. Every service has a time limit. You can't just take your time. People are here to worship and make sure they can worship. And your event is part of that worship now. I was proud of my sister because she had to go up there. She said a hymn. She said her goodbyes. I've never seen my mom cry as much as during that funeral because it was finally a time where that was happening. The entire time, I was towards the end. The entire time, I was looking up at light that was shining through one of the stained glass windows right where I was sitting. And all I could do is sit there and stare at that light and listening to everything that's been gone. That's gone on. Listening to everything that's happening during the process, during the funeral. I swear all I could do was stare at that light. Like he was watching me. Like he was there. That he was staring at me. Wondering what I was going to do. Because up to this point, my father had the opinion that I was a mama's boy. That, I'd always go to mom and mom would make everything better. I'd lived on my own for a good while. I'd grown up. Looking at that light. Looking at that light, I'd just felt his stare again. And in me, I was like, no, this is different. I'm not the kid that I was. I'm going to make you proud, Dad. That's what was going through my head. And then it was my turn to say the words that were given to me by my family. Say my goodbye. And the family that was there, like I said, I'm going to upload that video later today, if not tomorrow. Hang on, y'all. I gotta answer that. What? Yeah, Chase is out there. Sorry, y'all. My family upstairs has a dog, and I just need to let them know, hey, Chase is out there, but Chase is okay with your dog, so it'll be all right. Where was I? Yeah. So that video about the funeral, it's gonna go. But at the lunch table, because we went to a restaurant he always loved, all I heard from family that we hadn't seen in a while is, you've grown up. You've become a man. That was you on stage. You became a man. And Charles would be proud of you. Your father would be proud of you. And I thought about that. I said, I've been a man for a while. But even men can be scared of things. Even men can give in to certain emotions. I thought about that. I said, well, I've been speaking up for a while. I'm blunt about my opinion. And I just want to be honest. I just wanted to make sure that if he was watching, he knew I'd be okay too. The next day was the cremation day. And one of the cruelest things I heard from my brother-in-law, he went to a store. He works for Coke. And he went to a store, and one of my old, I guess I'll call him colleagues, one of my old coworkers, he went, well, he said that he's going to go to the cremation. He wants to watch his father burn. And that pissed me off. Because, yes, I was going to the cremation, but that was me saying goodbye to him. I didn't officially say goodbye at the funeral. I spoke on other people's behalves at the funeral, not just my own. But I needed, not only was I curious about the process, I also wanted to say goodbye to my father's body before his body was no more. I also wanted to make sure the ashes got home. I wanted to be sure what was left of my father, the cremains, got home safely. So I told my store manager about it. We got to the bottom of it, and it was at a store that I used to work at. That someone said that, and it was actually my old manager. And when I heard it was my old manager, I was like, okay, well, I'm sure he didn't mean it that way. I'll still go and talk to him. I'll ask him what he meant by that. Because John is blunt like that. I know my old manager. He's blunt like that, like I am. That's why we got along. And I did talk to him, and he said, yeah, I didn't mean it like you wanted to see him burn in hell or anything. I was like, okay, well, as long as you didn't mean it that way. Because I was legitimately curious about the whole thing. And Mom said something that made me smile. It's like, hey, if you wanted to be a cremator, this is your father showing you another job. That might be better. And I was like, really? Really? I want to burn dead guys for the rest of my that's gonna be my goal, is to help people move on by burning their loved ones and getting their ashes in an urn. That's kind of fucked up, but I could see him try to get me into another job. This job. because he didn't like, my job, my current job. So we had a little giggle about that. While the cremation was going on, they had a nice, oh, hey, Austin. It'll be the comeback. I believe this will be a comeback for a lot of us. It is messed up and kind of funny at the same time, Twin Say. This whole thing is messed up. That's why you gotta find the funny parts and laugh at it. That's one thing that I loved about my dad, is he would make the most fucked up jokes. But so we watched the whole process, and I got the urn. It had like an American flag design, and if you go to the Discord, Classic or Y, if you could put a link in the Discord, down at Stev's desk. I usually put stuff at Stev's desk that's sentimental to me, because then whenever I'm working at my desk, I'll pull up the text. Like, we got a Chromas tree from Gulf City. That was great. Some art of Steve the Yeen, apparently. Some furry friends of mine that drew that. You also have the episode ending theme. You also have Joan's obituary. But towards... Oh, man. It's not on there. I will put a picture of my father on that Discord. I have it on my phone. I will put a picture of my father on my desk, so that if people want to see him. It's also on the announcements. Why, if you could also... Thank you, Classic. Even more than you, Classic. Even more than you. There was one... oh, God, I'm trying to remember one really good one he said. He introduced me to the whole, the cemetery joke, if y'all have heard this one. Every time we passed the cemetery, he would ask, how many people do you think are dead in there? And, of course, me and my sister... My sister was like, I don't know, hundreds? And I was like, there's got to be at least 1,000 dead people in that cemetery in particular. And, of course, he'd say all of them. And that would be the kind of joke. Okay. Well, welcome back, Twin Saiyans. That's the kind of fucking weird joke that he would make. And he would joke about stuff like that. So anyway, I got his ashes home, and Mom, my sister, and I had a serious talk. And that's when she decided to put the house up for sale and move in. That's when uploads started becoming slower. Because not only did I have to worry about my mom moving in, but I went to a convention. Now, I was broad about this convention, but I even mentioned furry stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. I went to Denver 2021. It's a furry convention in Denver, Colorado. I'm not a furry. I'm not going to be a furry. Because that question's going to come up. And so many of my friends who are furries are like, so when are you going to be a furry? I'm not going to be a damn furry. But as opposed to doing... Yeah, hi, Boom. Thanks. Boom's one of those people that I met at the convention. I wanted to meet all the friends face to face that I'd gotten to... No, shut up. I wanted to meet those friends face to face, and I wanted to learn why furries do why they do. I also wanted to go on my first vacation by myself. Yeah, thanks. Classic. A fur enthusiast. That's what E stands for, I guess. There you go. But it was a fun convention. And the best part is I was around friends. And another best part is I traveled by myself for the first time. Yeah, see, Twin Saiyans understands it. I got to see, and I kind of get it. There's some things I don't get, but I kind of get it. But I'm also that kind of guy that's like, this isn't for me. This really isn't. But I'm not going to judge them for liking what they like. I will be making a video from the outside in. I did post that on the community tab that I was, and all those files are on the laptop. After this stream, it's a matter of organizing those files and taking the projects one at a time. And the first one, because y'all have been waiting too long, I'm going to get the Stev discussion done. Because y'all have been waiting long enough for what if content. I'm going to get that on here. But Krambus didn't happen, so that's why I felt like I needed to do a live stream or something. Just get this out there. As my mom was moving in, uploads were slower. I had a lot of drama at my work that came up, and there's some drama at my work that came up recently. And I've had to change drastically as a person. You can ask Austin. Austin is in the chat. He's my close friend who was in, I think the most recent, not the most recent, but the part before that of Jace, what if Jace turned good? He was the guy running. I was like, it is inevitable, because he's been a positive influence in my life for a long while. And he's a great friend. He's like a brother to me. He knows that I will not fight someone. I am a pacifist. But when someone says something wrong, yeah, Miguel's here too. Yes, what's up, dude? Miguel is a really close friend of mine as well. Love it. What's up, Shinron? What's up? Anyway, there's a lot of friends there, but he knows. I think he knows. I think Miguel knows too. If something's wrong, I'll fucking speak up about it. I won't try to start conflict. I'll try to avoid conflict. But if there's something wrong, I'm gonna speak up about it. I'll go ahead and throw this one out there. The reason why we were best friends to begin with, Austin. Y'all have seen the unibrow in the videos. He knows the story I'm about to tell just from that. Once upon a time, I still kept this unibrow throughout high school, and I kept the unibrow because I didn't care. Really, I just wanted my unibrow. I thought it's weird, and I like being weird. And I heard from our friend Henry at the time. He came up to me and said, "Dude, there were some fucked up things that Austin said during class that one period." I was like, "What did he say?" Because at this point, I thought we were just friends. And he said, "Dude, your unibrow looks like two caterpillars doing it on your forehead." And that was the point where I was like, okay, nah, I need to talk to him. So after school one day, we were hanging out after school. I was like, hey, I got to go to my locker right quick. You want to come with me, Austin? He said, sure. We went to my locker. And I said, dude, there was a lot of funny stuff that happened in class. He's like, yeah, man, it was. I was like, including that joke about my unibrow I heard. What was it, about two caterpillars on my head enjoying themselves? And you could see his face flush. He knew I knew. And he was like, dude, I am so sorry about it. I am so sorry that joke. And I was like, well, man, I don't care about being made fun of. If people are having a laugh, I don't care about that. But you're my friend. Yeah, you're the last person that I would think that would make a joke like that. And from that point on, we were brothers. Like me and Miguel, years before, we were brothers from that point on. Because he knew I wasn't going to put up with that, but he had the muscle to stop people from messing with that spirit. Because a couple months later, or a year later, I know it was when we started changing classes, I had ratted someone out. They said their name was something that their name wasn't. And I told the teacher, like, off the side, hey, his name's actually this. kind of messing with you, just having fun, having a laugh. And he was in a class with two of those people, and they were saying snitches get stitches. Well, I heard from one of my friends, as well as him at the time, saying, listen, you give that man stitches, you're going to end up in the fucking hospital. Because he knew I'm the kind of peacemaker, all right? I'm a peacemaker. That's just who I am. I don't want there to be conflict. I try to avoid conflict, but if there is conflict, I want to get rid of that conflict quickly. Austin was a driving force in supporting the YouTube channel. And he still is to this day. I still see his comments on my videos, meaning I know he's paying attention as well. And it's a good person like that that helps people get out of funks. This isn't against Austin, what I'm about to say. This is against me. Because I don't like to ask for help. I don't like to put my concerns on others. I like to be strong. I like to push my way through things. But when my father passed, that spirit died. But I never knew how to ask for help. And I never, to this day, learned how to ask for help. When my surroundings changed, when I moved into the new recording space, I had to learn to adapt. But the stress from all of it stopped me from learning. And the stress at my job stopped me from learning. Until I fell into my old ways. I'm sure you all have seen it on the Discord. As opposed to working on a video, it says StevDez is playing this. StevDez is playing that. I fell into those ways again. Where I believe things are going to just magically get back to normal. And even a couple of my current friends are saying, things will get back to normal eventually. Just come hang out. Come do things. I'm a one-man crew on this channel. Yeah, I've had voice actors help. I've had guests on the Stev discussions. But all in all, I'm the one bringing that together. After Dad died, that spirit stopped. For months. For 8 long months. That spirit stopped. And it wasn't because friends weren't there. It was because I refused to ask for friends' help. Miguel in the chat, he forced me to play through a game called Undertale. I don't say forced. He urged me to play through Undertale. And when I asked him, what do you what soul do you think is my soul? Every soul has that attribute. And he said determination. Well, determination's a good quality. But it can work against you as well. Because when you have enough determination and you don't apologize, Boom. I didn't ask for help. That's where the determination worked against me. Because I felt like I could do it. I could do it. Then I got writer's block. Then I got an emotional block. I can do it. I can do it. Then I got issues at my job. I can do it. I can't do it. I can't do it alone. And it was the support of viewers like you, friends, family, stuff like that that keeps me going. But now I have to take that support. I have to use that energy to go forward and chase this dream, to make this channel, to make this community. Not keep lying to myself that my determination kept making me do. That's why this stream exists. So I can have this heart to heart with all of you. I know it's laggy, I know it's bad, but I want to have this heart to heart because I need to get it out. I need to put my determination pointing in the right direction again. Whereas I can make this channel what I strive to make it from the beginning. From the beginning, it was to be a community effort. An effort to make my own community, an effort to bring people together, an effort to help people talk to others under one common thing. That's why Step Discussion exists. So that I could talk to other YouTubers and their communities come together with other communities. So that we could all come together a bit more. That's the whole reason why I wanted this YouTube channel. Not to make a fucking living. Because if you're doing anything for the money, it's not worth it. In the end, you're going to get burnt out. You're never going to come back. And people are going to say, wow, what a has-been. This channel was born on the idea that one can make peace with different ideas and different ways of thinking. Now, at first, it was just what was it? It was just a Let's Player? Just Let's Playing? But look at the themes in my what ifs. Look at the themes that I try to push forward. I try to push forward facts above all else, sure. But what if Goten was born first? You have Goten going through in Gohan's spot. But Goten is a very different character. Up to the point that we've seen, Goten is an enigmatic character that can keep on going, that's willing to fight, that's willing to be there with his friends. But he never wins. Think about that. He never wins. He won against Garlic Jr., but that was an accident. He didn't win against Raditz. He ultimately was a part of the Saiyan Saga, but he still didn't win that. He didn't win against Recoome. He didn't win against Frieza. He didn't win against Goku, who demanded he leave. And what did we see in the most recent part? Future Goten, a grown-up Goten, a mature one, still didn't win against Perfect Cell. He put his all out there and he did not win. Does that stop the story from becoming any less entertaining? No. That story is about someone who constantly loses, still giving their all and being part of what ultimately means his friends and him make it out in the end. He might not win, but life isn't about winning. He's living. And that's what life's about. Living and doing the best you can. And because of that, he's contributed. He's contributed. Let's look at another what if. Bardock. Gone to Earth to get Kakarot. Of course, in that timeline, Cooler exists. Bardock is showing support where he can because he doesn't want his sons to fall in the same rut that he did. But ultimately, he couldn't get over that rut until he had that face-to-face with Gine. Until he had that face-to-face thanks to Baba. And after that, what happened? Super Saiyan. Exactly why. What you just said. And I was reading that. If you think about it, Goten's story is much more grounded in the long run. Always winning, even if you're strong, will you be fulfilled? Happy? No, because you get away with not growing. And that applies to the Bardock story as well. He wasn't growing. He was still stuck in his ways, trying to defend his family. After having that meeting with Gine, which I would like to go into more detail on that front. After having that meeting with Gine, he's finally able to kind of get out of that funk and live on the new planet that he lives on. And he got Super Saiyan because he remembered that pain. Raditz got his own pain because I made him get with Miguel. Hi, Miguel. I made him be the father of Videl in that timeline. And all of that is about change, getting out from oppression and accepting what you have. But not only accepting what you have, but be shoulder to shoulder with what you have and treasure it. Let's look at one more. Future Piccolo, I guess. Future Piccolo survived. But he's raising Trunks as best he can. Trunks, unfortunately, yeah, you know what? That's a good one. I'll touch on that a little bit too after this one. Future Piccolo, he's never had to. He raised Gohan a little bit, but he never had the opportunity to raise someone that's like Vegeta. And in that story, it's a lot like, okay, Trunks is still Trunks, regardless of what Piccolo has done. Trunks hasn't learned anything. And it's that kind of steadfast personality that Trunks is stuck in. Did I ever mention I hate Trunks? Because he's a stubborn ass like his father. He's gonna have his ways. He's gonna do his ways. No matter even if he has Piccolo as a mentor. And y'all know what kind of mentor Piccolo is. Right, Trunks has to choose whether to take after Vegeta or the Slug. And after meeting Vegeta, you'd think he wouldn't be like Vegeta. No. He still respects his father. There's blood in that. You're never going to get away from your blood. But Trunks is making a mistake in that timeline and letting himself be more like blood than water. Now let's pull up Y's example. There's one more. I wasn't going to mention that one. Yeah, Happy New Year, Boom. I wasn't going to mention that one, but he brings up a good point. If we want to think about Femjita for a second, that has the theme of always being dragged into things you don't want. The Frieza Force, Tarble, her new life, yeah, she's dragged into this. What happened in that last part? She didn't want to step in and defend against Cold. But she did. She's constantly dragged into things that she doesn't want to be. And her chance to end all of it, Goku spoke up against her. And said, no, this is Frieza's doing. Leave Cold alone. She wanted to kill him. But she spared him once. The second time she saw Cold, that was it. She showed mercy one time, not the second time. And that is something that life is also going to do to you. It's always going to drag you into things. People are going to drag you into things. Now, you could choose to not have people, but is that an existence? Part of life is learning from people you've met. learning right from wrong from them. They have different experiences than you do. And you can learn from their experiences just as they can learn from yours. And in Femjita's case, she's learning from the Earth's existence. It's a hard road, and she's not getting with any Z Warrior for the foreseeable future. But it's still a road she has to travel. And it's a road we all have to travel. The road that we choose. Ultimately, you can take different paths along that road. Every decision is a different path. Regardless, though, it is your choice to go down whatever road you see fit. This is like the announcement that I did. It's like the announcement I did on the Step Discord. I'll go ahead and speak it. Why not? I also did this as a community tab post. But I think before I take questions, and I'll be hanging out in the Discord a little bit after this. If y'all want to come by, hang out, chat a little bit. I kind of feel like doing a run on Mega Man X, so I'll probably do a full run on Mega Man X. But I'll go ahead and end this live stream with something that I wrote that you all, I hope you've read, but let this be a Happy New Year from the StebDes channel. As this year draws to a close, let us not forget those close to our hearts, those who have left us, those who are still with us, those who have passed on from, and those that have come into this life. May we live for the fallen and show the born how to live. May we take lessons from the past and apply the proper methods for our future. May we strive to do better and leave a legacy that will last ages. May that legacy teach future generations what is right from what is wrong. May we pray for good graces in our future, hope for the best, but never stray from the path we have decided to walk. May our souls ring true with the desires of goodwill, peace towards our fellow man, and a better future for all living things we have grown accustomed to. May our minds not falter upon a difficult decision, as our goal lies beyond it. May our bodies be healthy and full of mirth as age attempts its failed attacks upon us. May our souls, minds, and bodies all grow together and develop new and better ways of living, so that these lessons we learn from life can be passed on to the next generation and develop humanity to become not only a just race, but a necessary one. May our families, friends, past and existing, be at peace wherever they are, and may our fortunes, emotional, spiritual, and physical, become plentiful. Happy New Year to all who have joined me or joined a friend on this journey we all travel. This journey through life is a wonderful adventure, and we have you to thank. I encourage you now, DM a close friend whom you would not want to be without. Tell them how important they are to your journey through this mortal coil. Tell them you love them. Tell them you care about their health and happiness. Tell them you wish the best for them in the new year. 2021 is over, but more challenges are on the horizon, friends. 2022 will show more for us to conquer. And for all of us here, united under the banner of goodwill, we will succeed. So thank you all so much for watching. I still have some work to get through, but as I said, I'll be back. I'll be doing more what ifs, but I need to get through these projects one at a time. I'll be working a little bit every day. I've gone through a lot of pain in 2021. Thank you all for being supportive. Thank you for your words. Thank you for coming to this heart to heart. I know it was impromptu, but I do want to do more of these, and I want to upgrade my internet so that you guys can see things. The funeral speech will be up either tonight or tomorrow. I'm lucky enough to get 3 days off. This is my first of 3 days in a row off. So I can rest, get my mind on straight, and thank all of you again for watching, for listening, for being there. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.